Be me, 28, kissless, handholdless, virgin working tech support. Parents call every Sunday asking why their bloodline ends with me. Mom literally suggests dating apps for below average looking people. Spend evenings talking to AI chatbot named Miku-chan for companionship. She charges me $30 just to send heart emojis. Anon-kun, you're pathetic, even by basement dweller standards, she types. Even artificial intelligence roasts my existence for monthly subscription fees. Wake up Monday, feeling like side character in everyone else's success story. New girl starts at office, looks like she escaped from art school. Purple hair, multiple piercings, wears shirts with bands nobody heard of. Name is Riley, sits 2 cubicles away from my corner of depression. Catch her reading manga during lunch break, like cultured individual. Finally work up courage to approach after watching for weeks. Hey, that series gets really dark in later volumes. She looks up, doesn't immediately call security on me. You actually read this stuff, or just pretending for attention? Spend next hour discussing plot holes and character assassination arcs. Longest conversation with female since doctor delivered me from the womb. She laughs at my jokes about useless protagonist syndrome. Exchange numbers, heart beating like hummingbird on energy drinks. Text her that evening about new chapter releases. She responds immediately with detailed theory, crafting, and predictions. This feels like simulation. Check apartment for hidden reality cameras. Pinch myself hard enough to leave marks. Still happening somehow. Maybe this is actual character development, finally beginning. Next few weeks become marathon texting sessions about everything. Manga recommendations, food opinions, childhood trauma, comparison notes. She invites me to indie bookstore that smells like old paper. Arrive early, sweat through 2 shirts from nervous anxiety. She shows up wearing oversized hoodie and striped knee socks. Looks like she stepped out of Slice of Life romance series. Sorry I'm late, had to argue with barista about soy milk. We browse books for 3 hours discussing favorite conspiracy theories. She believes Facebook steals dreams through phone cameras while sleeping. That's why you wake up tired, they're harvesting your imagination. This woman combines crazy theories with genuine intelligence perfectly. Walk her to bus stop, she hugs me goodbye casually. First intentional physical contact with female in recorded history. Float home like protagonist who unlocked secret romance route. Parents call next day, tell them I'm seeing someone regularly. She's artistic, reads books, has strong opinions about breakfast foods. Mom literally cries, tears of relief. Dad starts Googling wedding venues. Finally, our genetics continue. Thought you'd die alone with body pillow. Thanks, Dad. Your faith in me was always overwhelmingly supportive. Riley and I start going on actual dates to museums and galleries. She explains abstract art while I nod and pretend to understand symbolism. This piece represents society's disconnection from authentic human experience. Absolutely, very disconnected, much authenticity, such deep meaning. She giggles, doesn't seem bothered by my cultural ignorance. Weeks turn into months of what feels like perfect relationship. Except something seems off. She avoids physical contact completely, won't hold hands in public, pulls away from casual touches, says she needs more time before physical intimacy develops. Respect her boundaries, like gentleman protagonists from romance novels. But notice she changes subject whenever I suggest couple activities. No movie dates at my place, no casual cuddling during shows. I'm just not really touchy person with anyone, she explains. Fair enough. Everyone has different comfort levels with affection. Meanwhile, parents keep asking when they meet future daughter-in-law. Soon, Mom, she's just nervous about meeting parental authority figures. Actually, she never mentions wanting to meet my family ever, or talks about introducing me to her friends for that matter. We exist in strange bubble of coffee dates and text conversations, but she makes me laugh until my stomach hurts from joy, tells me stories about her roommates and their dramatic adventures, listens to my complaints about coworkers and management incompetence. This is closest thing to happiness I've experienced in decades, even if physical aspect moves slower than geological time periods. One Friday, she texts asking if I want to meet her friend group. We're having board game night at my place. Figured you'd fit in. Panic levels rising because meeting girlfriend's friends means relationship milestone. Spend entire day practicing conversation topics and checking personal hygiene. Arrive at her apartment. Notice 4 girls whispering in kitchen. Riley introduces me as, this is Anon, the guy I've been hanging with. Not boyfriend, just guys she hangs with. Interesting word choice. Her friends stare like I'm exotic zoo specimen they've heard rumors about. So you're the one Riley texts constantly about everything, says Redhead. We were starting to think you were imaginary internet relationship. laugh nervously, settle in for strategy game night with complete strangers. Riley sits across table instead of next to me like couples do. Notice her friends keep making eye contact and smirking at each other. Play complicated trading game about resource management and betrayal. Lose spectacularly because I keep watching Riley instead of cards. She wins easily, celebrates by high-fiving everyone except me specifically. Evening ends with group hug circle that somehow excludes me entirely. Thanks for coming, Anon. Riley talks about you constantly around here. Drive home feeling like I missed important social subtext somewhere. Text Riley asking if everything went okay with introductions. Had fun tonight. You're really good at games even when losing. Maybe I'm overthinking group dynamics because anxiety distorts everything. Couple days later, she seems distant during usual coffee date. Keeps checking phone, giving short answers to my questions. Everything all right, Riley? You seem distracted by something important. Yeah, just thinking about stuff. Nothing major or relationship threatening. That's oddly specific denial. Now I'm definitely overthinking everything possible. Suggest watching movie at my place, first time inviting her over. She agrees, but hesitates like she's accepting dangerous dare. Clean apartment for 5 hours, hide embarrassing merchandise and collectibles. She arrives with snacks and nervous energy radiating from her. We sit on the couch watching romantic comedy she selected. Try to put arm around her during emotional scene. She freezes like I just activated her emergency defense protocols. Sorry, still not ready for that level of physical contact yet. Finish movie sitting on opposite ends of couch like strangers. Most awkward romantic evening in documented history of dating. She leaves early, claiming she has morning art class commitment. Text her goodnight. She responds with thumbs up emoji only. Not even words, just digital acknowledgement of my existence. Wake up Saturday, feeling like relationship is glitching somehow. Decide to surprise her with lunch at her favorite sandwich place. Arrive to see her laughing with same friends from game night. They're huddled around phone screen giggling about something. Approach table. Sudden silence falls like comedy movie timing. Hey, Riley, thought I'd surprise you with impromptu lunch date. She looks panicked. Friends are smirking like they know secret information. Oh, hey, Anon, wasn't expecting you to show up here today. Sit down, uninvited, tension thick enough to cut with plastic knife. Friends make excuses and leave within 3 minutes flat. Weird how they all suddenly remembered urgent appointments, I observe. Yeah, totally weird. Complete coincidence they all had places to be. Finish lunch in uncomfortable silence. Something is definitely wrong here. Walk her to car. She looks like she wants to confess murder. Anon, we really need to talk about this whole situation. Heart drops into stomach. This is classic breakup conversation setup. What do you mean about this whole situation specifically? She takes deep breath like she's preparing to admit terrible crime. Remember when my friends dared me to talk to weird quiet guy? World stops spinning completely. Everything makes horrible sense now. What do you mean they dared you to talk to me? It started a stupid bet to see how long I could keep you interested. They said no way awkward tech guy would fall for someone like me. But then you were actually sweet and funny, so I felt guilty. Kept going, but couldn't figure out how to end it cleanly. Standing there processing that entire relationship was elaborate practical joke. Months of happiness built on foundation of cruel teenage dare. So the no physical contact thing was because you felt bad. Yeah, didn't want to lead you on more than I already was. My friends keep asking when I'm going to tell you the truth. Figured today was good day to stop living this lie. Walked to car in shocked silence, brain trying to process complete betrayal. Anon, please say something. I know this is awful, but I genuinely like you. Just not romantically, more like weird little brother way. Get in car, drive home, sit in parking lot for hour processing. Call mom, tell her relationship is over, no wedding planning needed. What happened, sweetie? Thought you two were absolutely perfect together. Turns out I was right originally, destined to die alone apparently. Spend weekend wallowing in apartment, eating ice cream for every meal. Monday arrives. Dread walking into office knowing Riley works there. She waves awkwardly from her cubicle. I pretend not to notice. Lunch break, hide in supply closet to avoid cafeteria encounter. Coworker walks in looking for printer paper supplies. Hey, you're Anon, right? Work in tech support department. Yeah, that's me. Local office disappointment and social failure. I'm Marcus. Started last month in data analysis section. Look at him properly. Thick glasses, vintage video game shirt. Nice shirt, that game is criminally underrated classic. Finally, someone with actual taste. Everyone here thinks I'm weird. Spend rest of break discussing childhood gaming memories and experiences. Turns out he's bigger nerd than me, collects retro consoles. Want to grab lunch tomorrow? No place with excellent burgers. First social invitation in weeks, except before overthinking kicks in. Tuesday lunch becomes daily routine. Marcus is genuinely hilarious. Tells stories about dating disasters and social awkwardness, adventures. Tried to impress girl by showing her my trading card collection. She left before I finished explaining deck building strategy optimization. We bond over shared experiences of romantic incompetence and failure. He's never had serious girlfriend either, but doesn't seem bitter. Maybe we're built different, friendship over romance bullshit. Besides, girlfriends are expensive. Collectibles are a one-time investment. Start hanging out after work, playing games and watching shows. Marcus has better entertainment setup than most professional gaming cafes. This is my pride and joy. Took 4 years to afford everything. Stay up until dawn arguing about best video game soundtracks. Original composition beats licensed music every single time. You're insane. Licensed tracks create emotional connection to real world. Most fun I've had since Riley Revelation destroyed my soul. Weeks pass, Marcus and I become inseparable duo of office weirdos. Coworkers think we're planning something, probably community theater production, actually planning to have genuine friendship instead of fake romance. Riley tries approaching me few times. I remain polite but distant. Anon, I miss talking about books and movies with you. Maybe we can still be friends after everything that happened. Sorry, Riley. Trust issues make friendship complicated right now. She looks genuinely sad, but consequences exist for elaborate deception. Marcus helps me move to better apartment across town. Fresh start in new place, character development, arc begins now. Plus you're closer to good comic book store and ramen place. Parents visit new apartment, meet Marcus during game night. This is my friend Marcus. He's teaching me advanced social skills. Mom loves him immediately, keeps offering embarrassing childhood stories. Anon never had friends growing up, always so shy and awkward. Thanks, Mom. Really building my street credibility here tonight. Dad and Marcus discuss classic arcade games and pinball machines. Son, your friend has excellent taste in entertainment choices. Evening ends with family approval of my first real friendship. Keep him around. Good friends are rarer than unicorns. Wise observation from man who somehow convinced my mother to marry him. Months later, Marcus and I plan trip to gaming convention together. This will be our natural habitat, surrounded by fellow cultural outcasts. Finally, somewhere we're not strangest people in the room. Convention exceeds expectations, thousands of nerds celebrating together openly. Marcus cosplays as obscure character, gets recognized by dozen people. This is peak validation. Random strangers appreciate my creative effort. Spend fortune on merchandise and overpriced convention center food. Meet other enthusiasts, exchange contact information, expand social circle. Maybe we're not as hopeless as previously assumed. Or everyone here is equally hopeless. Either way, we belong somewhere. Drive home Sunday evening, both exhausted but genuinely happy. Thanks for convincing me to come on. Best weekend in years. Same here. Never thought I'd have a person to share hobbies with. Guess the real treasure was friends we made along the way. Did you just quote every adventure story ending ever written? Maybe, but it's accurate in this specific case. Year later, still kissless virgin, but Marcus texts daily, memes. Parents stopped asking about girlfriends, proud of stable friendship instead. Riley transferred departments. We exchange polite nods in hallways occasionally. Marcus and I plan second convention trip, splitting hotel costs evenly. Bro, you realize we hang out more than most couples do. Speak for yourself, you still owe me for that ramen. Realize I found what I was actually searching for originally. Not fake relationship built on teenage dare and social pressure, but genuine human connection with someone who chooses my company voluntarily. Turns out the real treasure was friends we made along the way, even if that friend owns more collectible figures than me. Be me, 26-year-old night shift worker at local grocery store, live alone in decent apartment above Chinese restaurant downtown, keep to myself mostly, but not because I'm some broken loser. Meet girl named Kaitlyn at community laundromat on Tuesday evening. She's having meltdown because washing machine ate her quarters. Offer spare change because it's basic human decency, not desperation. Thank you so much, you literally just saved my week. Notice she has short dark hair with bright blue streaks, wearing vintage band shirt and ripped jeans like art school dropout. We talk while waiting for clothes. She seems cool enough. Turns out she works at record store selling overpriced vinyl. Complains about customers asking for compact discs like it's personal insult. People need to understand what century we're living in already. Exchange numbers because why not? She's interesting to talk to. Text her next day asking if laundry crisis got resolved properly. She sends novel about her terrible roommate situation. 3 girls who apparently steal food and don't pay bills. Came home to find my dinner missing again yesterday. Spent some time texting about random life stuff and work stories. She mentions guy named Austin who keeps asking her out. He thinks buying expensive records makes him have actual personality. Spending money doesn't equal being an interesting person, unfortunately. Start meeting at laundromat weekly because it's convenient and chill. She always has some drama happening with money or roommates. Listen and give advice when she asks for it. Maybe find different place if current situation isn't working. Easier said than done when rent prices are completely insane. Hang out at thrift stores and bookshops when we have time. She has solid taste in weird movies and underground music. Shows me bands that sound like robots having existential crisis. This perfectly captures my current mental state in audio form. Develop some interest because she's actually fun to be around. Notice she talks about Austin constantly during our hangouts. He took me somewhere fancy but was cheap about everything else. Made me split Uber like we're just casual friends or something. Ask why she keeps seeing him if he's such disappointment. Because he's hot and can afford things I can't, obviously. Fair enough. At least she's honest about her priorities. She starts calling late at night when Austin disappoints her again, usually after dates go wrong because he's predictably terrible. He bailed on our plans to hang with his ex-girlfriend. Can you pick me up from downtown? I'm stranded here. Help her out a few times, but start setting some boundaries. Kaitlyn, I'm not your personal Uber service for Austin drama. You're right. Sorry for always calling when things go bad. Appreciate that she actually listens and adjusts behavior accordingly. Halloween comes. She invites me to house party with her friends. Austin will be there, but I want someone normal to talk to. Show up as zombie because it's low effort and I look good. She's wearing witch costume that probably cost months' rent. Austin is blonde fitness bro who won't shut up about CrossFit. Yeah bro, I deadlift more than most people weigh casually. Kaitlyn orbits him, but keeps rolling her eyes at his comments. Like she knows he's ridiculous but can't resist the attraction. Spend party talking to other people instead of watching their drama. Austin ignores her most of the night to hit on other girls. She gets drunk and starts getting emotional in bathroom. Why do I always go for guys who treat me badly? Because you choose to. It's not some cosmic mystery, Kaitlyn. She looks surprised, like nobody ever called her out before. Damn, Anon, tell me how you really feel about my choices. You asked, I'm just being honest about the pattern I see. She actually laughs and seems to respect the direct response. Drive her home because she's too drunk to get there safely. She sobers up during the ride and we have actual conversation. You're right about Austin. I know he's wrong for me. Then stop wasting your time with him and find someone better. Easier said than done when good guys are hard to find. They're not that hard to find, you just ignore them. She gives me a look like she's processing what I just said. December arrives. She calls upset about Austin's cheating scandal. Caught him with some CrossFit girl, exactly what you'd expect. Want to come over, could use someone to talk to. Go over with snacks, but not because I'm desperate emotional support. She's genuinely hurt this time, not just dramatic for attention. I'm done with him completely, never want to see him again. Good decision. You deserve someone who won't treat you like backup. She looks at me with expression I haven't seen before. Someone like you, I'm guessing you mean. If you're actually interested in dating someone who respects you. Anon, I've been thinking about this for weeks, honestly. She moves closer on couch like she's making actual decision. I know I've been stupid about Austin, but you're different. Different how exactly? You don't put up with my drama, but you still care. We kiss, and it feels like she's finally making smart choice. Start dating after she proves she's serious about change. She deletes Austin's contact info without me even asking. No more toxic guys. I want something real for once. Things go well for a couple weeks until weird behavior starts. She becomes paranoid about my phone and social media activity. Who is this girl liking all your posts constantly? That's my cousin who lives 3 states away, Kaitlyn. Why didn't you mention attractive female family members before? Shut that down immediately because I'm not playing those games. Kaitlyn, if you don't trust me, then we shouldn't be dating. I trust you. I just get insecure sometimes about other women. Work on that insecurity or this won't work long term. She actually apologizes and tries to control the jealousy behavior. Meanwhile, Austin starts texting her again, apparently. He's apologizing and wants to get back together desperately. Told him I'm with you now, so he needs to move on. Why are you even responding to his messages at all? Good point, I'll just block him completely. She shows me blocking his number, which seems like progress. Valentine's Day comes, plan decent dinner at Italian place. She starts talking about Austin's past romantic gestures. Remember when he bought me those expensive concert tickets? And that designer necklace for my birthday last year. You're more practical with gifts, but that's probably better. Kaitlyn, why are we talking about your ex during our date? She realizes how inappropriate it sounds and changes subject quickly. Sorry, you're right, that was completely out of line. Appreciate that she can acknowledge when she messes up. March brings warmer weather and more Austin contact somehow. He's been going to therapy and working on himself apparently. Says he realizes I was the best thing that happened to him. What did you tell him when he said that? That I'm happy with you and he should focus on himself. Kaitlyn, why is he still able to contact you at all? I unblocked him because I felt bad about cutting him off. That's the dumbest thing I've heard you say yet. She gets defensive but can't really argue with the logic. Start noticing she takes forever to respond to my messages, but posts stories hanging out with people I don't recognize. Ask about her day, get vague responses about work stuff. Just busy with random things, nothing worth talking about. But Instagram shows expensive places I know she can't afford. Confront her directly about the sketchy behavior. Kaitlyn, what's really going on? You're acting weird lately. I'm just figuring out some things about what I want. What does that mean for us specifically? It means I need some time to think everything through. Time to think or time to see if Austin is worth going back to. She looks shocked that I called it out so directly. It's not like that, I just need to be sure about everything. You either want to be with me or you don't, Kaitlyn. It's not that simple, there's history and complicated feelings. Actually, it is that simple, you're just making it complicated. Week later, she asked to meet at park for conversation. Show up knowing exactly what this is about. Anon, I've been thinking about us and where we're going. Let me guess, you want to get back with Austin. She looks surprised I cut straight to the point. It's not that straightforward, there are factors involved. Factors like him having money and being conventionally attractive. You're making this sound shallow when it's not. Kaitlyn, you're literally choosing guy who cheated over guy who didn't. She starts getting emotional, like that changes the math somehow. Austin and I have history, and he's changed through therapy. And I was just convenient placeholder while he figured himself out. It wasn't like that. I do care about you genuinely. Just not enough to pick me when it actually matters. You deserve someone who chooses you first, not second. Yeah, I do. Thanks for finally admitting that. Stand up to leave because conversation is over. Anon, wait, can we still be friends after this? No, Kaitlyn, we can't. Good luck with Austin. Walk away without looking back because I respect myself. She texts later, trying to explain herself, but I don't respond. Block her number because I'm not interested in her guilt. Spend a few days processing, but don't wallow in self-pity. Realize I dodged bullet with someone who can't make decisions. A month later, see them together at grocery store where I work. She notices me this time and looks uncomfortable. Austin doesn't even realize I exist, which is perfect. They can have each other. I learned what I needed to learn. Some people aren't capable of appreciating good treatment. They prefer drama and uncertainty over stability and respect. Valuable lesson about recognizing red flags earlier next time. Also learn to trust my instincts about people's character. Now I focus on work and meeting people who have their priorities straight, because life's too short to be someone's backup plan.
Women.